Welcome to our podcast, It's About Payroll. We're your hosts, Brian Escobar and Walter William Duncan III. Whether you're new to the payroll game or a seasoned veteran, we have something for you. Welcome back, folks. We're back today. Yes, sir. What's up, Walt? How you doing?
Good, man. Good. It's already April. You believe that?
Yeah.
Bro, I remember I felt like it was just New Year's, and it's just time is just flying, man.
It really is.
I say that to say time is of the essence. If you want to go do something, do it now. Start today. Even if you're just starting off with the research, even if you don't know where to begin, start with information. Gather your information, man. What about you, bro?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm good. Weekend goes by so fast. Trying to balance it out. You had a nugget for us today, this day in history type deal. What happened today in this day in history?
So
Lots of fun, by the way. I like that.
It is, right? So April 9th, 1959, it was America basically unveiled the first astronauts.
Oh,
NASA.
okay.
NASA. Unveiled the first astronauts. Yeah, so it was 1959, April. Well, that was pretty much it, man. Yeah.
The so-called walk on the moon.
Yeah.
Because it's controversial, right? Like you see so many clips today that debunk that we were actually on the moon. And if you think about it, it's a whole nother like rabbit hole to go down on that tip. But in any event, that's very interesting.
Yes, sir. Now, can I share before we move on? Can I share why that?
Yeah.
And hopefully I can tie these two together with all the advances that we're seeing now. And I'm always mentioning this, almost on every show, AI, technology. So I was just thinking, hey, that was in that moment in time, 1959. I'm sure that was something for America, for NASA. That was a great moment. Hey, these are our astronauts. This is a whole new terrain. This is where we're going to be going out into space. We're going to be doing this or whatever. So I think that was pretty cool, man. I think that was pretty cool. You know, just looking at history and how
look where we are now.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, it is very cool. I was just telling my kids yesterday that I love origin stories. I like to hear about how things were, right? Look at the history. Because in school, I always got annoyed by that. Well, I used to get annoyed by why we got to learn about this stuff. But then eventually you start getting the feel of it. And it's like, wait a minute, you got to kind of know the past to know where it's at, to appreciate where things are now, especially right with AI, artificial intelligence, if you all are wondering, and just the evolution of it all. It's really amazing. I mean, to look at where we come from and where we've been and where we are now, incredible things, man. Incredible things, And then that being said, folks, today we're talking about the 5 pillars of payroll. It's a reintroduction of these pillars. We already did 5 different shows on each pillar, one on each pillar. And we'll continue to do these shows because it really, again, it's the 5 pillars of payroll. And it's something that I initially created, but Walt has helped me develop over the years. And I think that
you created it all, sir. But
but come on now, right? And part of this now, and something I want to give to the payroll community, right? And for everybody to develop on their own, because these 5 things is really the foundation of payroll. Any task that we do in payroll can be tied back to one of these pillars.
And before we continue on, can I just mention this?
Of course, man.
The reason why we're bringing this back, congrats to us. So for season 5, we mentioned it last time, but hey, we're at season 5 and we're grateful to be here. So season 5 is going to be about, correct me if I'm wrong, compliance, right?
Well, I mean, I think it's we struggled with what we call season 5, right? I said back to basics. You didn't really like back to basics. I think it's foundational, right? It's foundation, right?
Yes.
Reaffirming the foundation of what payroll is, not, because in life, we get out of
Yes.
focus, right? We started
Yes.
talking about
Yes.
focus.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
easy to become, and especially in payroll, oh gosh,
Yeah.
you can go off on a project and you get stuck on a project for a year, and then
Mhm.
you forget that I got a whole nother payroll job that I'm supposed to be doing.
Yep.
And, you got to make sure those things are happening.
Yep.
And if you need to refocus, use the 5 pillars, right? Go listen to the shows, and it'll help you refocus. So,
Yes. Okay.
you know, and I wanted to ask you a question because so the first pillar, and it's
Mhm.
one of the most popular shows, by the way,
Yeah.
talent and training. And
I think
and,
it's a
and
top show.
it stays the top show. There's
Mhm.
others competing, but
Mhm.
it remains the number one listened to show. It also may have something to do with the pandemic, and a lot of that's been a huge talking point for the last few years is talent retention, talent
Mhm.
acquisition, you know, and just all around, how do you keep people working? How do you keep people engaged? How do you keep them happy? So
Mhm.
for those reasons, it's probably there. I'll run through what the 5 pillars are, and then we'll talk about them, right? So one
Yep.
is training and talent, really talent. We'll go into the training part. Two is
Mhm.
documentation. Three is systems and technology.
Mhm.
Four is data processing, and there's some subcategories there. We'll talk about it. And five is customer service.
Yes.
And they're in the order we built it in. You can put it in
Mhm.
whatever order you want, whatever order makes sense to you.
Mhm.
They're not in priority order. They're not in order of importance. All of them are equally important. That's why they're the 5 pillars,
Mhm.
right? Not the
Yes.
5 steps, the 5 pillars, right? All of them equally hold things
Yeah.
up.
Exactly.
Um, and I wanted to ask you because I think that, you know, we go through cycles in our careers where
Mhm.
we're doing different things. You went through a cycle where you weren't managing people.
Mhm.
We just manage a process because payroll manager could just be managing a process. It doesn't have to
Absolutely.
manage people, and that's with any supervisory or manager role out there.
Mhm.
Are you a manager of a process or are you a manager of people or
People.
both?
Yes.
And being that you are been a manager of people newly in the last few years, how do you see pillar one? How has it impacted your role? How do you translate this pillar for yourself? What does it mean to you?
I think it's simple enough, right? So as we have our notes here, it's like when it comes to talent, it's about finding the right people to help not just your team as a payroll company, but to help your employer, wherever you're working for in that time. You want to make sure you have the right group for that environment, right? So you want to make sure you have the right people there because yes, I could be like me, I could have done payroll like I've been doing for over 2 decades, but you put me in front of construction payroll, you put me in front of sports payroll, that'd be something very new to me,
Mhm.
right? Very new. There's different things that we all have experience for. I've had some union payroll, but if you throw me in front of it right now, I would have to learn
Yeah,
some stuff.
for
You
sure.
know, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's for me from that standpoint, finding the right people with the right attitudes, the aptitude also
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
learn and to grasp what's going on at that current company. I think that's essential. And then the next part kind of that ties into it is like you said with the training, it's we're always learning no matter what, no matter how long you've been in the payroll game, you're gonna continue to learn. You're gonna, no matter if you get your CPP, your FPC certified, you got your SHRM, whatever it is, you're gonna still have continued education because laws are gonna change, rules are
Yep.
gonna change, environments are gonna change, systems are gonna change. So you're gonna always have to have that training. And whether you just like you spoke to, whether you just manage a process, you're still going to have to learn because you may have to learn how to be more efficient, more impactful. You may have to learn how to speak up.
Hmm.
Freight training is not just about
Hey, it's Bob Pulver, host to podcast. Human-centric AI, AI-driven transformation, hiring for skills and potential, dynamic workforce ecosystems, responsible innovation. These are some of the themes my expert guests and I chat about, and we certainly geek out on the details. Nothing too technical. I hope you check it out.
the practical skills. It's also about some soft skills as well. Being
Absolutely.
able to communicate, being able to
Absolutely.
give a presentation, even being able to explain something to somebody else in a way that they can receive it and digest it. Right. So I think for me, that's what it is. It's just being like, that's what it means to me from a managerial standpoint, whether it's process or people driven. You're gonna have to be open. I think one of the things that makes a successful payroll professional is your openness to learn and to lead by example. You have to know your stuff, which points to the training, but then you also have to lead by example by doing the right thing, because you can have the talent, but as we know from our true payroll crime stories, people have the talent, but do you have the fortitude? Do you have the integrity? Those are all intangibles to have as well.
Yep.
And you want to make sure you have that in the right people, and you want to make sure that your processes have that integrity as well, because some processes, as we know,
process integrity.
Are not integral.
Is that the right way to use?
I don't know.
Walt dropping some gems for us this morning. That's what's up. I love it.
Smart here, man. Yeah.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. And again, I agree. I couldn't say it any better. And then that's the number one pillar, right? Is you start with the people, and if you have the right person, you can always train them up, right? What me and Walt have learned in the last few years is it's about hiring for attitude. The attitude, right? Because the attitude is the hardest thing that you can't really teach somebody how to be a different person. You know what I mean? And especially where we are in life, like we're hiring adults. Like you already are who you are at this point. Maybe we can tweak, maybe we can polish, but you are who you are, right? And it's about finding that right fit. And as I've been talking about payroll with colleagues, shout out to Melissa and Sylvia in Poland, Melissa in the US, Sylvia in Poland. We're a special breed. Like it's really a special cut to do payroll. You might be able to do it, but if you don't like it, right? I might be able to be a nurse, but I don't like people's bodily, right? I don't want to touch people. So I can't be a nurse. I can't be a doctor, right? That requires interacting with people on a level that I'm not interested in. So, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. So we're a special cut of folk. So you find the right attitude, and you can build the skill. You can teach the skills. That's easy.
Yep.
It's getting that attitude, man, and like you said, you always got to learn. Payroll is about staying learning. The fact that we have a wide open lane for a payroll podcast that will be forever, right? Our content is evergreen. The content is limitless. Like we can do this show forever. So because it's always evolving, right? It's not the same as it was yesterday. So number one, you start with talent, find that right attitude, and you can teach the rest. And then, of course, what Walt has in our notes, what we also figured out when we did the first pillar, when we were laying out the show and kind of, preparing for the show, is that the talent falls in different levels, right?
Yes.
And what you need is different at every level. So you have to kind of evaluate, are you hiring a junior? Are you hiring a mid-level? Or are you hiring a senior person, right? We're going to really build out the 5 pillars of payroll, because talent in it of itself is a big topic. We talked about titles, how titles are misaligned. Me and Walt just talked yesterday about how payroll, we don't have an accurate index of how many payroll people there are in the country. Right. And that's sad. We need that. We need to know how many payroll professionals are there in the country, especially if we're pushing to be industry. We're pushing to stand alone. We want to stand alone as a payroll industry in this country, in the world, right? Shout out to Christina Hagney for being a proponent and campaigning for payroll as an industry. We're going to do a show on that. She's busy building a business. So when she has time, we're going to get back on, and we're going to continue to talk about that as much as we can, because we're so underserved, and it's amazing. And like the more we talk about the more I talk to other folks about this, the more they're like, yeah, we have nothing, right?
Yes.
Now, again, shout out to the few companies out there that are providing content, that are providing resource. Thank you. Keep doing that. But we need more, right? We need more.
Absolutely.
We need, when we compare payroll to HR, oh my God, HR dwarfs in comparison. Like it just overshadows altogether. And then there's a blurring factor there too, because some folks that do payroll don't have payroll in their title. So that's fine, right? We'll miss out maybe on some of those, but maybe we can capture that, right? And we're going to champion that effort in the coming months, in the coming years, to index us and to create that list, that database, like so folks can say, hey, how many payroll professionals are there? You know, how does this title rank over another title? We need to do that. We need to rank titles. We need to level set what titles mean, because again, a payroll manager, director, VP, that could be the one and the same.
Absolutely.
You're at the top of the heap, right?
Absolutely.
Manager, director, VP, but it depends on how big the organization is.
It depends on the structure.
Depends on the structure. So we want to normalize all that and make sense of this stuff for new people coming. Because how do you attract new people if it's so confusing to get into it, right? You can't. So we gotta normalize that. So anyway,
great call out, man.
Yeah, likewise. So the second one is documentation. And we deal with, I mean, this is daily, right? Documentation is literally everything that we get as a payroll professional, even as an HR professional, right? Because when my girl Anita Latink say, and I love quoting it, and I have it marked so I can just pull it out and quote, hey, Anita, we'd love for you to come on the show one day. I'll reach out to you soon. I know you're busy. And, you know, sometimes I feel like we're not big enough to get to go approach people, but I feel like she's approached. I can't even get it. Well, anyway, how to select your next payroll, the ultimate guide, Anita Latink, right? Doing stuff for the community. We love you. Thank you. And I especially love this one quote because I got it flagged. Whereas you can't see my flag. What is it going on? Maybe, oh man. We're working on the screens, folks. We getting there. So anyway, this one says, what are we doing? Pillar 2, documentation.
Yes.
Payroll starts the moment employee data is entered or changed in the HR solution. Right. Something that we're coining the phrase, the holy trinity of payroll. And not to be blasphemous, I'm not, and then, you know, that's not what it is, but payroll, HR, finance, right? Payroll cannot move without those two partners. Period. Right. So it starts in HR, and that documentation starts there. You need that backup, right? It's critical that when you go put a pay rate change in, a manager updates a team's pay rate, there needs to be documentation for that. There needs to be, why are you doing it? Do you have approval? When does it need to be done by? What's the effective date, right? Is it temporary? Is it forever? Temporary, you ask, because yes, there could be a temporary pay increase. There could be things that, hey, we're going to give you this for a time, and you're doing extra. We're going to give you extra while you do that. But the minute you don't do that, we're going to take that extra away. It's possible. This happens all the time. That's normal. It's legal. It's okay. But managing it is could be challenging depending on the systems you have, right? So all that to say that the documentation is just critical, right? Everything, I mean, the what, the where, the how, the when, the whys, all that has to be documented for payroll, because again, payroll processes information that is pre-approved. We do not authorize payments to be made. Payroll is a function, and we execute a task, right? But all that gets approved somewhere else, right? So we need that documentation. We need that backup, and you have to save it on your shared drive. Make sure you have redundancies, right? Redundancies means that you are saving it in multiple places, right? And ideally, your IT is doing that for you, right? If you save it on your shared drive, ask your IT, hey, this is redundant, right? We have something that's, if this crashes, you're going to be able to pull back. Because if not, then you need to be the redundancy, right? You share it on your local system, or get a get a hard drive or some sort that's encrypted, that's okay, and make sure things are encrypted and safe and secure. But
so let me ask you this.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead. Go for it.
And I don't want to stay in one topic too long.
No, it's okay. Yeah, where are we with time?
Do you feel that this statement, or let me know what you think about this, right?
The pace of change in the world of business is fast, and that drives incredible complexity for the world of human resources.
Welcome to the HR Data Labs podcast, a series of conversations with experts inside and outside the world of HR on how to innovate, measure, and evolve our practices.
Our goal is to help provide you with practical examples of how HR has to change to meet the complexity of the business environment.
Every week, we'll talk to new and different voices on all aspects of HR.
And at times, we'll get irreverent.
Silly even.
And sometimes geek out on the data and technology that underlie the processes that drive the world of HR.
But the conversations are always insightful and fun. So please, enjoy the HR Data Labs podcast.
You should know what to document. You should know how to document. And we'll go into this. If you listen to the episode, you get all that's in there. You should know what, how, and why.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we can, and I mean, I think those are opportunities for us to teach it, right? Because they probably some folks like, ooh, I don't know what. If you don't know what, save everything.
Mm-hmm.
Save everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're new to the game and you're still trying to figure it out, oh my God, what should I save? Everything. If it's in email, it's already being saved, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can check these things. You can ask your IT, hey, are our emails saved? Is it backed up? And blah, blah, blah. Even if I delete. Yeah, because all of that is discoverable legally. So a lot of that stuff we think we're deleting is still there. So be careful what you do on your work email. That's a separate show. But yeah, it's all important. It's all important. And even emails for that point, thanks for saying that. Like your emails, most emails have a save option. You can literally save that thread, that email, and that can become your backup, right? A lot of times companies don't have sophisticated or mature processes. And if it's, oh, Brian, we just send the email. That's how we do. Okay, no problem. So that becomes your documentation. You save emails and build the folders, build it and save it. And that is what it is, right?
What do you feel about work cell phones? If you get a text from someone, because we know what happens
all the time. So you have to push that to email, right? So
we don't want to get too deep into it, right?
Yeah. Because again, and this is how, and we're already over time that we wanted to go to. So yeah, we'll again, this is why we probably got to do another new 5 episodes to update the 5 pillars, because it's so important, right? It's so instrumental and fundamental to our craft. So let's move past that one. Documentation, save it. And then, so 3 is systems and technology, right? Being tech savvy. You know, the more systems you have worked in, the better, because you shorten your learning curve. You kind of, I tell folks when I'm looking for a new job, it's challenging because it's, we want folks that only have used this system. And I'm like, man, it doesn't matter, because if you're a good payroll professional, I'm going to know quickly how to work your system, because I know what it should be doing, right? I know what it should be doing. So I'm going to get there, right? And it's true. It's very true. I'm working with a new gentleman, and he never touched this system, but I let him at it, and he boom, 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 because he knows what it should be doing, right? He knows what it's intuitive. So expose yourself to as many things as you can. Payroll is going quantum. Did you put that? I don't remember writing that. Did you write that?
You wrote that.
I wrote that. Oh, geez. And it's true. Payroll is going quantum. Payroll is there is a payroll company out there that's already paying in crypto. And we want to get them on the show. And it's definitely evolving. So you have to be savvy. You have to expose yourself. You have to teach yourself. Invest in yourself. If your company's not giving you training options, shame on them. But invest in yourself. The system that you're using, a lot of software now, it has help right inside the system. Like it's a help button there, it's a help video there, right, and it's self-training, and that's the way SaaS is moving. Software as a service is moving to that model where they're just building the training in, and you kind of take it as you go along. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
What else?
I think that's good, man. I think that's good with systems. Like you said, the more systems you have worked on, the better. You'll find, and I hope you agree with this, you'll find as you work in multiple systems, a lot of them have some similarities in a way, like, hey, there's a button here that I push to create a batch. There's a button I do to do this batch. There's a button to do this. There's a button to do that. And there's a lot of them are the same. They may the layout may be different, but once you worked in enough systems, you'll be like, oh, I got this. Especially if you're seasoned, you know, in the payroll industry. You'll get it quick.
Absolutely. And you know, younger generations, you folks are growing up with a computer in your hand. There's no excuse, right? So systems. That was the one little thing I wanted to share about systems. I believe it's SAP and their systems. They're like the only company out there, payroll provider vendor, that has open training without being a customer, without being a client, right? Because that's another catch-22 is, well, all right, you got to know this system, but how do I learn that system if I've never worked on that system?
Absolutely. I've heard somebody say that about certain, I'm not going to name names.
Exactly.
I've heard that mentioned, like, hey, I want to work for this company. I want to learn this and stuff, but how do I even get through the door?
Exactly. So shout out to SAP for doing that. And they, you know, other companies should follow suit.
Number four.
Hit us with number 4.
That's data processing. All these are important, but this is where the magic happens. This is where this is going to result in a end result, right? This is going to produce an end result, right? So it could be whether it's recording, analytics, receiving, collecting, organizing, all this data. This is where, like you were saying, this is where HR, this is where finance, this is where operations collects all this stuff for us to say, here you go. Produce a check for me, please.
The synthesization of all is data processing, right? We synthesize all this information into your paycheck. You know, it's amazing. I always tell this story. Me and my wife, she was born super early and spent 3 months through micro preemie. She spent 3 months early and spent 3 months in NICU. And that does it. I mean, we saw couples break up and just, you know, didn't make it, right? But during that, I was like also trying to work and do my do some career wise, right? And there was a moment where I had to like pick a work thing over taking it to the doctor, I believe, and she needed to go to the doctor, right? And wifey was like, I didn't know cutting checks was a career. Because it was my first payroll job. So, you know, she was angry and stuff. But yes, cutting checks is a career. And, you know, it takes talent to synthesize all this data, bring it together, and get a even directionally correct check out the door, right? So kudos to all the payroll folks that keep their errors percentage very low.
Yes, kudos to you. And we want you to understand, when we say data processing, we're talking from payroll standpoint, right? Because but if HR doesn't enter something correctly, if the manager fills out something incorrectly, if the employee doesn't do something or they fill out something incorrectly, all that's part of data processing. Everybody has their part to play, but for this particular pillar, we're speaking more so to how important it is to payroll and how we do things and how we gather and how we produce something, a result from this stuff. So everybody has their part to play. I just wanted to put that little nugget in there and say everybody has their part to play when it comes to data processing.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And then last but certainly not least, customer service.
My favorite.
Your all of our favorite.
Yeah.
And look, I think it again, these are not ranked in order of importance because they're all equally important.
Absolutely.
And, I service, it makes me think of this conversation that I had with my oldest recently, the same preemie, who is now 19 and doing.
Thank you for sharing that, by the way, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt, man. No doubt. Shout out to everybody out there that's got preemies in it, man. It's a struggle, but God bless. Keep the faith. My 19-year-old is proof that they can grow up to be fine. And she's in coding school right now. She's taking a coding program. Super proud of her. And shout out to Brianna. Do your thing, girl. She does listen to the show. She got folks on the show too, and she's a advocate for sure. And we were having a conversation. She's a bit of an introvert, so she was like, she was saying something about learning this skill so that she wouldn't have to deal with people.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, hold on now, because as technology and as AI comes and becomes part of our foundation, becomes part of our pillars and our sustainability and our strategies and our, progress, it's really the soft skills that are going to become number one, right? The customer service part that's the part that we're going to have to develop into, right? Because if the hardware is doing let's say AI takes over payroll and now all you need is one talented person to monitor the system. Who are you going to call? Maybe you talk to AI, but some people are still going to want that person to be the liaison.
Yes.
Right. And especially in the years to come, because yes, AI may get us, we may be at a point where it can be autonomous, but humans are not at a point where we will want to allow it to be autonomous, right? Because we are scared of losing stuff. There's a great book out there.
Optimize your business with a Workforce AI Edge powered by Visier. Make smarter decisions and achieve better outcomes with real-time AI insights delivered to every people leader. Explore more at visier.com.
Nicholas Carr, I believe it is, technology. I gotta get the name of it, but he warns about technology. He kind of already talks about how planes are already flying themselves and the pilots are there for show. Think about that. That the statistics are that when the pilots interfere with the AI, that causes a crash more than the automation alone. So think about that, right? The plane is already flying itself. The pilot is there for our comfort. So I believe that same kind of concept will be what happens with AI for a while, right? Payroll's really we get to a point payroll's operating itself. We're going to be there to keep the bosses and people kind of. So who can I call? I can call Walt, right? Okay, great, because that AI, I don't trust that AI. And all you're just the liaison. So again, my point is, customer service will become more paramount because we need to be the ones that have the soft skills. And these are things I've been running from for a long time, was sales and customer service, not knowing that is the bedrock of success in business. If you want to be in business, right? If you want to deal with people, period. If you want to do anything for a check, you know what I'm saying? Most things, right?
It's about connection, man.
Yeah, man. Yep. What do you think? Why'd you say that your favorite one?
Well, because it allows you to deal with people. Naturally, a characteristic that I have is to want to help people, right? And I think that's a lot of having that empathy, sympathy, having those people skills. Like, I think that is what makes you successful. And I think you have to have somewhat of a passion for it.
Yeah.
People, you have a passion to help people, to see people happy, to see people get their hard-earned money correct and stuff like that. So that's why I think it's more important, because that's an essential point, right? we always say it's about payroll, it's about people.
Yeah.
It's about people. So like at the end of the day, people are important. People are needed, right? Yes, AI is going to enhance some stuff and change the game for a lot of stuff. Like you said, people are going to want that human interaction, and that makes them feel good. So it may change the game, like it may take away focus on some of the processes, like you said, that AI could do, but you may have to be a highly skilled payroll call center rep that somebody can call into and say, hey, I got you. I can explain this to you, A, B, or C, 1, 2, 3. Here you go. This is what happens to your check. This is what, boom, boom, boom. You can lead them to, I think it'll be more of an emphasis, like you were saying, on that, providing them the breakdown and the detail of it. And it will provide people more comfort.
Yep.
I think it will provide people more comfort, and hear somebody on the phone or communicating with somebody. It'll give them that comfort, like, okay, somebody's actually listening to me. Somebody's actually invested in getting my stuff correct. Somebody's actually willing to help me. It's not just because people complain about that now. You have those automated chatbots that have already been out for so long, and you're trying to get help, and they're just like, oh, I just want to talk to somebody. Representative.
Yep. Zero.
Yes. So that's why I say it's important. I don't think, no matter how advanced AI gets, I think it's the connection for a lot of people, right? It's that human interaction for a lot of people, because I don't think, in my view, unless something amazing really comes out, I don't think you can mimic it in a way, but I don't think you can duplicate the human interaction with one another.
No, no, I don't think so either. I mean, that's what these shows try to portray, the fear of it all. If you guys are interested in it, Westworld is a great example of where AI can go, or a fictional depiction of where AI can go, right? We think it's fiction.
iRobot.
We think, right? Yeah. Oh, is he coming out with a? No, that's the other one. I Am Legend. I think he's coming out with a part 2. And okay. Oh, I found the book, by the way. His name is Nicolas Cage. The book is called The Shallows: What the Internet is Doing to Our Brains. That's the name of the book. The Shallows: What the Internet, by Nicolas Cage. And Nicholas Carr. I'm sorry. I always do that. Nick Cage.
Nicholas G.
do that. Nicholas G. Carr. Dang it. Sorry. I always do. That's why I can never remember his name, because I always mess it up with Nicolas Cage. Nicholas Carr, The Shallows. Great book and great example of how he depicts where it can go, where it's going, and what the internet is doing to our brains and all that stuff. So yeah. But yeah, customer service, man, it was a great way to bring it right back. You're right. It is about the empathy. It's about the sympathy, and that's it. I folks, customer service is super important. So again, the 5 pillars of payroll, folks. And as we continue to grow this topic and build out the 5 pillars, and the 5-pillar training is coming. So it's talent, number 1, documentation is 2, systems is 3, data processing is 4, customer service is 5. Everything that you will do in payroll will tie back to one of these pillars. All right. And I challenge you professionally, politely. Hey, if you no, Brian, you didn't put this one. Let's talk about it, because I promise I'll be able to tie it back to one of these pillars. And that's it. That's it, folks, for today.
Yeah.
We're really excited. Check us out. Walt said we're literally everywhere you could listen to podcasts. Apple, Audible. We're on Audible now. I'm so excited to be on Audible.
Amazon Music,
YouTube, Amazon Music, Spotify, of course, where we started the whole thing. It was on Spotify. Shout out to Spotify. And
many more places.
Oh yes, we're on all those other smaller platforms that are out there for sure. Again, we're upgrading, we're evolving, and we're continually improving the product for you guys. That's it. We're just improving the production value of the product. We want to deliver the absolute best product that we can for the community. Shout out to Gerard Hall, man. He gave us He gave us a shout out on, I believe it was TikTok, on one of the trailers that I posted on my TikTok. He's like, "Hey, you guys are doing great stuff for the community." And coming from Gerard, it's a ton of praise. Again, our peers have accepted us and have given us the green thumb, the thumbs up.
Yeah.
The green light is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what it is. We're doing this for Payroll, and Payroll folks are saying thank you. And that completely fills our hearts and completely fills us and our motivation to keep this going. Not to mention that we're underserved. There's not enough payroll content out there. There's not enough things out there for us. And we just want to be one of the many that ultimately bring product and content to the table for payroll so folks can learn. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely, man. Well said. I think that's a nicer way to put a bow on for this review of the summary of the 5 pillars of payroll. I think, piggybacking on what you said, man, thank you. Every listener, every supporter, every constructive criticism, every input that you've given us, we appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. The best is yet to come.
Word.
We're excited. We have tons of content that is coming down the pipeline, and we're just excited to share it with you. We're excited to have some of the future guests that we're going to have. We're excited for new connections. It's just like, it's a new frontier.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Was that from Star Trek or
Star Trek?
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Trek for sure.
Star Trek.
Boldly going where no one has gone before.
Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely. Let's do it, man. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Peace.
Later. Peace.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of our podcast. We appreciate you. We're grateful for you. And we hope that the information that we'll share with you will impact you as a payroll professional. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep going.